So I want you to think in your mind everything that you've ever done that you repeat over and over that you would like to have resolved as I shuffle these cards. And you tell me when you're done, and then just say stop.
Okay, stop. And always.
Okay. So what I'm getting here, we have the health card. And what I'm getting for this is like in many, many lifetimes, you've struggled with being healthy, and not only being healthy, but also staying in the light and in the healthy um, what's healthy for your body. Pretty much what I'm getting is that it's like a balance. Like you need to, every lifetime you always struggle to find a balance, but it seems like this lifetime you've really ascended to the that you know exactly what you want to do and what you need to do. But you also are working with your health too right now too. You're struggling with that. There's things that are being held within that you need to heal. And once you heal that, then your body will listen and begin the healing process. Kind of like holding things inside your body. That's slowing down the healing process. Um, and then you also have the orphan card, which means you have a lot of feelings of being left behind, or being lonely, or not being in the right place, or not feeling like you belong. Many lifetimes that is connected to that too. Um,
Spot on so far.
and then you have the mother card. This pretty much is telling me that there's lifetimes where you've been the mother, where you were the daughter, where you were the son, and you have tried to figure out what the proper way of allowing this you're just trying to figure out. I just feel like they've all been loving relationships. It's not even figuring anything out. It all comes natural to you. You seem to pick the hard ones, though. You pick the ones that you're going to have to work at, and you want to be the one to help teach someone how to have a normal relationship with their parents. And it's like you help the ones ascend that are having trouble with that relationship part, but you personally don't. Is that correct?
No, but I did choose a very hard mother in this lifetime as my mother.
Yeah, I'm feeling like you chose it to teach her. That's what I'm saying. That, yeah, you have had hard relationships, but your soul doesn't necessarily need that teaching. It's you choose to
Her,
help others with it.
to her because I had to help her. Is that yeah?
Yeah, you're
Because
the
I
one,
that
you
way.
contracted to help her.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so looking at that, and you don't know why you did that, but you
I
did.
gave up on helping her. I shouldn't say. We can cut this part out.
Okay, so then scribe or writer. So this shows to me that you have always written the word of God. You've always written it with paintings or with drawings or with art, whatever way it made your heart sing. In every lifetime, you've always written the word of God in some way, spoken it through the light language. And also you've had male and female lives. many times. And then, of course, I'm not surprised the Atlantis card came up. So it's many lifetimes, because Atlantis isn't just one lifetime. There's many centuries, and we popped in and out, and tried to do different things. Tried to fix what we did, and seemed like the same thing always happened, the destruction. So that's what we have with those cards. And so before we go in, that's all we're doing is this kind of like scratches the surface, kind of gets your mind open and thinking about what it is that you need to work on. And once we go in, we're going to have our guide, your higher self, come with us and show us exactly what it is we need to know and what we need to heal.
I was actually, before all this happened today, so I was actually thinking about this Atlantis thing today. And I was wondering if that lifetime so I know that there was a lifetime in Atlantis when I did some not so nice things. And I thought, I wonder if that is all going to come to light today, like showing me exactly what it is that I did or what I watched. Like, because it came up in an interview with when Jennifer was on, we were talking about it, and even a person that was making the comment said, yes, I was watching you when you were I was in the forest watching, and that what we were doing was we were doing something with the fae, with the we were putting them into the crystals or something, and making we were doing something not so really, we were doing some.
So you were entrapping them so that their magic would make your crystals stronger.
I think we were doing something like that, and I was kind of curious to see if maybe that's what was going to be talked about today. And then you picked that the Atlantis card came in there right there. That's kind of strange.
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, I work a lot with the elementals and the fairies and the fae, as you would say. In this, and I'm wondering if I'm working with them to counterbalance what I did to them.
Yeah, that would make sense. That would make a lot of sense.
Because
As soon as we started, soon as we make as soon as you make the appointment with me, or even talk about having an appointment, and it happens to me too, the guides and angels all line up, and they start working the minute we decide we're going to work together, and they start working with me and giving me little hints and stuff, and then it seems like the client always has things that already started happening the minute they make an appointment. So
yeah, and for some reason
cool.
I told that, like, because that one lady.
Now we're gonna step out into this landscape. When we step out, look at your feet and look at your hands. Are you male? Are you female? Do they look old? Do they look young?
I feel like I'm now.
You feel as you gotta speak a little louder.
Feeling like I'm a female.
Female. Okay.
And I'm very young.
Okay. So when we step out into the landscape, what is it that you see?
It feels like it feels like I might be I'm trying to, like my clothes that I have on are blowing in the wind, and so there's like a lot of wind around me.
Well, let's ask Spirit to take us to where your home is, because that usually tells us a lot. So on the count of 3, we're going to have the breath move us. 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath and move. And now we're standing in front of your home.
Tall building on top of like I'm like almost like on top of a mountain.
not a mountain, just like a high up. The building is very tall and skinny looking.
Let's
And I want to say that the building looks like, doesn't look like it belongs in any, doesn't look like it belongs here on Earth. It looks like it's like a futuristic looking building. It's not like I want to say a tall, skinny building that I want to say it's like a castle thing, but it's not because there's no stones on it like a castle. It seems to be sleek and modern looking.
let's go inside. Let's walk inside and see what we find there. If we see people or look around and look at your belongings and things. Like go to your place where you sleep and stuff like that. So just take me in and tell me what you
I seem to be in a very I'm up high inside of there. My room is basically up in a tiny, like almost like up at the top in the attic area, and I feel like I don't feel like there's like a family around me. I feel like I'm more like a worker or a servant of some sort. And I made some weird. I made some kind of a outfit that sounds like back in Harry Potter or something. I have uh, like a cloak on, and up inside of this room, I'm seeing I'm seeing all kinds of like, when you go and you see like oceans and like all the like little beakers and
see. Yes.
alchemy kind of bottles.
So what is it you're doing there?
There seems to be like, oh my God, this is almost like I'm in a wizard world or something. There, there is like an old wise one that's in there with me, like a Merlin type thing. I don't know as if it's Merlin. It's that type of energy, and I'm just working up in this room, and that's kind of like my bedroom too. But-
And
And I'm
so
working in this little laboratory area.
as you're working at the little laboratory area, let's look around and see what are some of your notes, what are some of the things that you've written down. Um, what is it you're trying to achieve
There's
here?
all kinds of symbols and um, like codes and like very scientific looking. There's just like tons of notes all over the place, and they have all kinds of symbols and signs, and there's not a lot of writing. It's just like a lot of symbols and
So
like
go ahead and ask the man that's in there with you, what is his name?
a formula.
Could you ask the man his name that's in there with you?
I'm trying to fight this because thinking I'm making this up, but he's saying his name is Merlin.
I feel that it is Merlin. So let's just go with that. And
Telling me I'm his assistant.
so let's ask him what it is that you're trying to, what formula are you trying to create? What is it you're working toward?
there's a lot of different formulas going on. It's not just one thing.
So is there a reason that yours is so high up and sort of hidden away? Is there a reason why you're doing these formulas where you're doing it at?
Yeah, like we're basically in a place that is far away. We're like way up on top of the mountain, and we're in this building because we're being hidden. We're being hidden so that nobody knows that we're there.
So it's done in secrecy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like what you're doing is for the light?
I feel like what I'm doing is for good. I don't feel like I'm doing anything that is wrong, and I'm not feeling like the Merlin energy. And we feel like we're on the side of the light as far as that is concerned. I don't feel like we're doing anything evil, but we are just working away, trying to like. It's almost like I'm being. All of a sudden, I'm being told that we're trying to come up with a formula to counteract something that somebody else is doing. Okay. We're trying to. There's some people that are doing some things that aren't so good. And we're trying to counteract it. We're trying to come up with a way to stop them.
I feel like you're trying to you're trying to boomerang it back to the light, whatever it is they're doing.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do.
You're trying to use their energy to bring it back to the light.
But it's not working. And we're spending hours and hours and hours trying to get it right, and nothing is working. None of the formulas are working out right. Nothing is working. Every time we get somewhere, there's like a dead end, and it's like that's not working. And he's just sitting there, he's just saying, we just gotta keep doing this. We don't have much more time left. We have to just keep doing. We have to keep working. There's no time to rest.
So let's ask Spirit to take us to another scene so that we can understand more about why we're in this lifetime and what it is you're supposed to learn and heal from and release. So on a count of 3, we're going to move to another scene with the breath. Take a deep breath. 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath and move. And now we're in a different scene. So what is going on now?
Okay, so there's like, like those, it's like a carriage, like the horses,
Mm-hmm.
the horses like are getting this. We're inside one of these carriages things. It's very ornate, and there's like all of this like velvety curtains and stuff inside of it, and crystal gems and stuff all around it.
Very royal.
Yeah.
So where are we going?
There seems to be, it's almost like we're going taken to someplace. We're on a journey. And we're going, there's a few like horses and stuff behind us. It's like we are being taken somewhere.
Are we going on our own free will?
No. We're being taken.
What as we found out about what we were doing upstairs?
They're basically they're taking us somewhere because they want us to do something for them. There's not so nice, these people on these horses and stuff. It's like this isn't a joyride in a carriage. Let's put it that way. And I'm sitting there and Merlin is next to me, and we're just being quiet. We're not speaking because we don't want them to know the information that we have inside our head.
So who do you think you are in this lifetime? What name pops into your mind immediately?
Alana or something like that, something along that lines. Alana. I don't know, something.
So, what do you do in this lifetime besides, helping, doing those in secret? What do you do in the daytime that others know about?
I don't always all I've been doing for years is up in this work, doing this work. I'm just been the assistant all this time, just doing all
So,
this work.
so you're the assistant to Merlin.
Hmm. I don't, I don't do anything. Like I don't go and
So you live, breathe, and eat this work that you're doing.
yes.
Okay, so we're gonna move in even further onto the storyline and see what happens next. So on a count of three with the breath. 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath and move. And what scene are we in now?
Okay, so there's a lot of like huge tall forest trees around the area, like surrounding us. And we're not in a building or anything like that. We're like outside in the open. And it's like we're in like a clearing. So like and there's a lot of like torches. It's at nighttime. And there's a lot of, torches on lighting up the area. And there's a lot of people there.
What is it you're there for?
There seems to be something going on that I'm just sitting there. I'm kind of on the sidelines observing, and
What's going on around you?
I'm starting to get uncomfortable because it's not what I'm starting to. I'm starting to get this feeling. I'm not seeing, but I'm starting to get this feeling that something really, really nasty is going on.
So what is really going on here?
I want to look.
Seems like they told you something else, and now something on their agenda is going on here. So what really is going on?
They seem there seems to be an awful lot of um, there's a lot of shouting going on. There's a lot of like ordering. And there's people being eaten because they're being told to go over there, go over there. They're getting ready to do something, and basically taking people they're like prisoners, and they're taking them into the middle of this area, like an arena, It's not an arena because it's in the middle of the forest. It's very secret, and it's not like it's not an arena where you would be sitting and there'd be all these people watching on the sidelines, like you're watching a show or anything like that. But it's like these people are being used against their will to do something. I can see it, and they're basically feeding them all the way to this area in the middle. And there's a big, huge crystal in the middle. Like we're talking a huge crystal. It's not just like this
Yeah.
is
Like building like type huge. Yeah.
it's not like a crystal that we would hold in your hand. This crystal is like bigger than a human being.
Right.
And what I'm seeing happening is this is actually kind of not nice. What I'm seeing happening, and they're cheering that these people are cheering them on, cheering these thing on, and I'm actually I want to like get up and stop them, but I can't. Like if I do, then I'll definitely have the same thing be done to me.
Yeah.
So they're basically doing something with this crystal, these crystals, and they're doing something with these beings with the crystals. These
What is it you think they're doing to the beings?
I don't know. I can't figure out what it is that they're trying to do. It's like they're trying to like put them inside the crystal. But that not them. They're
Essence.
it's like they're draining them. They're like it's like they're draining. They're basically awful.
They're trying to charge the crystal with their energy.
What they're doing is
Oh, terrible.
they're mutilating them, and they're taking their essence and they're putting it in the crystal.
Oh. So we have Jesus here, and he's got his hands on your shoulders. He wants you to just let it go. Just cry and let it go. He knows that you did not want this to happen and that you had no part of this.
Being forced to watch.
Yes, this is their form of control so that they can control you to do what they need you to do because they show you what happens when you're not needed. So Jesus is going to take your hand. He says you've seen enough. He's going to take you and your higher self, that's your other hand, and we're going to move to the healing room. So on the count of 3, 3, 2, 1, take a deep breath and move. And when you get to this beautiful crystal cave, beautiful rainbow energy all around, there's nothing but love. And all those people that were being tortured that you saw, they're all here with you, healed and whole. They're all standing around you. And you're all going to sit down in a circle, the violet flame in the middle. And you're all going to go through a deep healing with Saint Germain. He's stepping forward, and he's using the violet flame with the infinity sign running through it. So that means all energies in all directions and time will be healed. So take a deep breath as this beautiful violet flame whirls around the room, goes down into your crown chakra, goes into every system, every cell, all the way through your DNA, through the organs, blood, and bone. Just take a deep breath as everything releases. All that pain and suffering is draining from your body. It is no longer needed. You now understand why it was there. And all the people with you are being healed at just the same, all at the same time. And now there's a contract that's popping up in the middle. There's a violet flame in the middle, and a contract popped up. And this is for you and all the beings with you that was in this storyline. This contract is being dissolved. With your permission, all of you have to say yes. Being dissolved into the light, so you no longer have any cords or any energy, whether it be written, spoken, written in blood, or audio. It's all being dissolved into the light, so you no longer have any connections to this lifetime of misery. All that energy is going to be dissolved into the light. So take a deep breath. Beautiful violet flames swirling around and dissolving that contract. Watch it go into the light. Feel the love of God come down into the crown chakra, filling every system and every cell. Replacing all that energy that didn't belong there with love and light. And that energy that didn't belong there is whirling up to the top, and it's forming Makarba, and it's being healed.
With like apology, I'm so sorry that I didn't inform you for that time, so I could have counteracted.
There was nothing that you could have done in that storyline, so just release the pain. Let it go into that Makarba. Take a deep breath and release it. Let it go into the Makarba, and it's spinning around all the pain and suffering from you and all the people that are sitting around the circle with you. And now it's going to split into Makarbas for each person, and you is being cleared and cleansed. And your soul retrieval is coming back into your heart. What belongs to you is coming back. What belongs to them is going back. Take a deep breath as this beautiful rainbow energy comes flowing through the room and back into your heart where it belongs. All the way through every system, through the DNA, turning on keys and codes, enacting all the keys and codes that needs for you to release that energy and move into the higher timeline in every lifetime in all directions. Just take a deep breath and relax into that energy. And now Jesus wants to send some beautiful rose petals. They're cascading down from the ceiling all the way around you, filling you with love, love and light. Just take a deep breath as everyone receives the love. Mary Magdalene's going to send this beautiful pink energy all the way around the room with more healing. Take a deep breath. Breathe it down into your crown, all the way down through every system. And now Jesus is going to have all the people come up to you one by one. They have all forgiven. They're all whole and healed. And they're kissing you on the forehead and kissing you on the hand, giving you a big hug, letting you know that this energy's all been erased and released. Only love, only light resides between you and these souls. They continue to come and they continue to hold you. Person after person after person. No more guilt, no more shame, only love resides here. Let it all go into the light. Just relax.
Into these friends. Also myself, I see not being able to go say it's okay. And they forgive me for not being able to do it, but I'm really holding on really hard. Like that, I feel like I didn't do enough. I wasn't enough. I didn't. I'm not.
They understand now what was happening. They understand.
Oh, I'm really, it's really difficult to.
So they're asking if you can accept this healing from them. They want to send beautiful healing Christed energy all the way around the room. Is that okay with you? Are you okay with this healing? Can you? It's going to swirl around the room and go all the way through every cell. Just relax into that beautiful energy, all that love from all the people. You are the beloved leader in that lifetime. That is why you were so upset, because you felt like you should have protected them. You should have saved them from this misery. They brought you down there time after time to watch this act happen to your own people, to your own family. And this is why it was so hard for you to carry this. But you no longer need to have to carry it any longer, because this is all being dissolved with love. How are you feeling now? Is there anything you'd like to say to your people? People of your heart and your family.
I just want to say that I'm sorry that I wasn't able to stop them from being mutilated and the essence stuff out of them and all those things that happened to them. And then I'm sorry that I just kind of sat on the sidelines and watched it happen and wasn't able to do anything to help them.
You are forgiven. They send you love. And they feel whole and complete now. And they are now moving to the light. If you watch, Metatron is opening a portal so they can return where they belong.
They're telling me let's go have some fun now. Like they're telling me, but I'm seeing are all kind of like saying, "Come on, let's go have some fun. If that's over with now, let's come on now."
Yeah, they want you not to do well. Let it
Yeah,
go.
party. They're like, "Come on,
Yeah.
sing and let's go dance and let's go have some fun now." And you don't need to. They're telling me it's done. Do not dwell on this anymore.
Yes. And so it is. So they're all going through the portal now, but they're always connected to you. And anytime you want to communicate with them, all you have to do is ask for them to come. So now Jesus is closing out the healing room with beautiful Christed energy. We're going to send it around the room and breathe it all the way down through every system. Take a deep breath. Breathe it all the way down. And now he's going to help you get up from where you were seated in the healing room. And he wants a big hug. I want you to know he's always with you. And we're going to walk over to the door.
He's handing me a key.
He's handing you a what?
When he gave me a hug, then
Oh,
he gave me the key and he says, "Now, please go use this."
yes. See, that was the next thing I was going to say. When you walk into the stairwell to come back to this time, he's handing you the key and the book to your Akashic records. And anytime you want to visit, anytime you choose to come and revisit your people, anytime you want to know anything about your life or lives, you may come. And so we're walking down back up the steps actually. 10, 9, knowing that all the wisdom and everything you need to know is being downloaded into your heart, and that you're being raised to a higher timeline of all this DNA healing that you received today. 8, 7, 6, 5, knowing that everything's going to be okay. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stepping through the door, Sandalphon is closing the door, leaving all energies that belong in the past, only bringing healing and gifts and everything that Jesus gave you back into this lifetime. Walking down the beautiful hallway, all the way out the door, back out into your heart garden. And we're going to thank all our guides and angels and masters of lights being here, helping us with this healing. Walking down through the beautiful garden, all the way back out to the end of your heart. And then we're going to bring our consciousness ever so lightly back into our body, back into the room. We're going to breathe this beautiful red energy all the way down. Take a deep breath. Breathe it all the way down like the roots of a tree, grounding us to the mother. And when you're ready, wiggle your fingers and toes and open your eyes. Wow. That was pretty amazing. It made all these cards make more sense.
Because it felt like 5 minutes.
Oh my gosh. What time is it? It's 12:38. We started at about 11:15. But we fiddled around first. I don't know. We'll know when we do the recording.
No, because that felt like 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah, I could stay there all day. But so Jesus always nudges me. It's time to go. I want to stay, but he's like, time to go.
Well, that was weird. Isn't that funny how I was taken right there? I was taken right there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's always usually what happens. So these cards make more sense. Where do you feel like it was at? Did you feel like it was in Atlantis?
I don't know where I was. It was like, it felt like it was it wasn't, yeah, it could have been. Because it wasn't like, I didn't know that Merlin would be like in Atlantis. Would Merlin be in all those different lifetimes?
It could have. It could have been. Well, let's leave that alone, because you're gonna still work with them, and you'll know. They'll tell you the rest of the story, so you're gonna know where it's at.
Okay, so maybe that was.
But I got to tell you something a little more interesting. Is Merlin is one of my guides, and I've worked with him in other lifetimes too. So when you kept going, it's Merlin, but I don't think it is. I'm like, it is Merlin. I know Merlin's energy.
I was like, it can't be Merlin because, like, that's like I'm making it up, you know? It's just like,
Because he's such a big name. It's just like when you say Jesus too, the people are like, oh, you're making that up. But no.
Like, it could have been Merlin, or maybe it was Merlin.
It was Merlin. I definitely recognized his energy. It was Merlin. But so the orphan feeling, that made sense to me, because you felt like you abandoned your people, and they were like sheep being slaughtered. And the mother role too even made sense because you were the matriarch of the whole community, you know, or you
Because
were
I
the
was trying to find the formula because I was the
you were
female. Yeah, that was weird. I was a female. I kept thinking, how come I'm in Merlin's castle and I'm a female? Why? I thought he worked with men. I don't know why.
he worked with everyone and anyone who needed his help. He was a master that walked the earth just like Jesus was.
Yeah, but it did actually feel like it wasn't in okay, so that building was very Atlantis-y looking. Like it was not that was not a building that you would see in our
Anywhere on our in our history.
no. That wasn't
Yeah.
that
Because
wasn't
how my gifts work is when you go there, they give me eyes to see. I see what you're seeing. I try to let you describe everything so that I want you to know that it's you who's doing it. That it's nothing that was made up. I don't want you to feel like I added anything to it. So I try
at
to
first
ask.
building, all right, and then you said go to your room or whatever in there. I thought, Jesus, I feel like I'm Rapunzel up in the top.
I heard that. I felt that too. And then see the health. That's what you was working with. You were trying to figure out a protection spell to keep them from doing what they were doing to them.
Is that what I was trying to do? I don't know what I was trying to do. All I saw was like all of these things, like all these symbols and things, and every time we thought we would get the answer, then it wouldn't. It was a dead end. It was a dead end, and Merlin was getting kind of like, we don't have time to sleep anymore now. Like we have to just do this until because, and then we just have to keep doing this over and over and over until we can stop this. But it wasn't working.
But it's like you were the scribe writer too, because you were like taking notes with his blattering is what he's saying. He was just blah, 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 blattering off stuff while you were writing it down while he was downloading stuff, trying to figure out what to do. Um, um, and then so the other two cards, was the male and female in the Atlantis card. So I don't know if that means you were at Atlantis, but I know that they're going to continue to work with you, so you'll know eventually what that is. And I think the male and female just means that you've been in and out as male, and you've been, female. Maybe it was that you were working with the male female energy, trying to contain it so that they couldn't remove it like they were doing.
Yeah, it was definitely trying to figure that out, but it wasn't working. And then that was awful. They were like, you could feel it when we were in that carriage, and it was all beautiful, and it felt like really royal looking and everything. But then, like, it was like you got this feeling of we didn't really even want to be in there, and we were being very quiet because we did not want to.
Because there were people that could read your mind.
Yeah.
Mind readers, I'm hearing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pull some angel cards and see what they have to say about this too. But that was amazing. Wow.
Oh, and then when the key,
I had to keep myself from saying we. So I felt like I was Merlin.
The funny thing is when she
weird?
gave me the key, this was the key, and then all of a sudden I put my hand, because my hand had gone off and it was on my stomach, and then all of a sudden I put my hand on the key. When you see the thing going back, this is the key.
How cool. And then you said it, and he was saying it in my head too. So you knew, you know what I'm saying? He was saying it to both of us at the same time.
I was like, I'm seeing him, he's hugging me, and yeah, he kind of patted me on the back, and then he said, here, you know what to do with this. This is what you need to do next.
Wow. It's so amazing, this work, because you just never know what's going to happen in there. And I know there is a lot of sadness and a lot of things that we uncover that happened to us in the past, but they also bring it to light and let you see and let you know, and they heal the people that were involved. So even if you didn't do anything to help or couldn't do anything to help, they wanted you to know that it wasn't, you couldn't have changed it in any way, except for you could have, if you had said something, you would have been up there with them, and there would have been nobody trying to do these formulas, trying to help.
I wouldn't have been able to keep working on the formula, trying to get the formula. Because who knows how many times they took me down into that thing to watch that. Because that was just one time that they just showed me just then so that I could see it and so that I could remember, I think. But I get this feeling like that happened on that was like a regular occurrence.
Yes, it's like you were summoned to see it over and over again because they wanted you to be discouraged and feel like there was nothing you could do. They wanted to keep you in check because they knew that you and Merlin were powerful. And they wanted you to know you really couldn't do anything about it. But it was hard for me to I kept saying we.
Mhm.
I felt like I was Merlin. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
I've never gotten inside that way before. I usually am on the side watching the thing. So I'm going to have to ask Spirit about that one.
You feel different for you. That's why I said there's a reason for you that, I don't know, I felt like there was something for you there too. It wasn't just about me.
Well, Merlin is one of my guides. I love him. He's not as stuffy as people think he is. He's funny, goofy. I don't know, with me, maybe he just thinks that's the way I am.
He's nice. That's why you were asking, I think what you were asking, does he seem like we're doing something dark or what? And I'm like, no, we're definitely not like doing anything dark, but like I know we're fighting something dark, if that made any sense. I could feel it.
Mhm. Yeah, I could feel it too, but I felt there was darkness around. That's the reason why I asked the question.
Yeah, everything kind of felt dark around as well, and it was, yeah, this
Yeah.
building
That world was really dense and dark and heavy, hard to live in. Really really controlled, really locked down. People were locked down. It's almost like it's almost like the people were their playthings.
Yeah, that's what it looked like, and the way that they were treating them. They were coming in when I was seeing them coming to for their slaughter or whatever that was happening to them. There was like, that wasn't just like a couple people being brought to the slaughter. There was like hundreds being done at once.
Yeah, I felt hundreds. And when we went into the healing room, it was like there was no end to it. It was huge. There was a lot of people there. So the cards that I drew from the angels was playfulness. And so I think they want you to take this information with a light heart. I know it's heavy, heavy information, but it's being released. And all those when you did that healing room, all those souls timeline released to the higher timeline. So that lower timeline dissolved into the light. So now, since everything happens all at the same time, the way they explain it to me, that now they're not living in that timeline that they were in. Okay. It's not happening the way that you peeled that. So they're saying, go with a light heart. Don't take that, don't dwell on that because it's done.
Yeah, that's kind of like they were saying that too. They're like, it's done now.
Yeah, and miracles. So, I mean, miracles do happen. They want you to look at it as you did find the formula. You just found it. And you went back and you stopped it. So feel relief with that. And you healed them. With all of the angels and guides' help, you allowed them to heal. So you found the formula. You found it. You found it you found it in this timeline. And you went back and you healed it. And I want you to be proud of that. And no more sorrow, no more sadness. It's party time. That's what Jesus is saying. Let's break the bread and get the wine out.